Everybody, welcome to Tech Insider Update.
Okay, sales. I picked just a handful of these. We've been playing around in the sales for a long time, but in 2021 release wave 1, that's going to get tiring to say, so I'm just going to say wave 1 from now on. They're going to move personal settings to make it so that it's easier to manage a lot of those things that you want to set up as an end user. Namely, you can design and manage your own email templates now, and like your outgoing signatures for anything that's automated coming out of Dynamics. They've also cleaned up and have updated those personalization settings. New KPIs, so these are going to be automatically captured. It's going to show sellers what are their number of qualified leads, their number of calls they're making, number of meetings, and estimated values. These are embedded analytics, so charting and graphing KPIs that are in the pipeline. And then last, an advanced editable grid. This is where they're cleaning up the current one, and if you've already turned it on for like the ad products that we'll show on the next slide, very similar to that, where you're going to have different click controls. You're going to be able to input quantities, change price, all those kind of things. But now in your view, have these abilities to show hide, run aggregates, and things like that. Okay. From here, one more thing on those grids. So we're talking about both editable grids and then grids themselves. They're going to make it so that now you'll have quick access. So if you remember, like quick creates, those fly out and they do a menu. Now it's going to be more of a hover, and in the view itself, you'll be able to fire off quick, like activities, appointments, tasks, things like that. And then lastly, if you haven't turned it on, you can go in now. It is in an early preview. You can switch over to the add products. So this is adding multiple products to your opportunities or quotes using a new control, so that you don't have to add one, quick create, add one, quick create. Like now you can add in multiples, and then there's a little filter function that lets you use either views you've made yourself or by using attributes of the products themselves, like product family, product catalog characteristics. Okay, whew. Switching gears, field service, ton of crap coming out. But what they've really focused on, and we've been working with that product team, is they've really cleaned up the field service mobile application. So it's a much easier interface to use for managing their bookings, for completing product installs. So if they're on site, they're trying to really drive everything to just be a quick, 1, 2, 3 tap experience. Couple of other things around this. I want to talk about Geo Fencing and then updates to the map. So both of these are somewhat related. So they've made it where the geocoding that takes place on addresses for service accounts is going to go ahead and start putting that geofence perimeter around everything that has a location address. So your users, your resources, your service accounts. And then what Dynamics is able to do is once a tech on their mobile device enters a geofenced region, you can start to set that up now to not only update bookings, but some of the other things mentioned here, like inline maps, address recommendations. And then if they need to correct things, then they're able to, in their mobile device, auto geocode an address so that they can, again, get notifications when they're coming into an area. And that type of stuff. But the main thing is really going to be updates back to the schedule board. So now in this map view, dispatchers will be able to see where the techs are, are they en route, have they entered into that geofenced region for the service account, but that'll be close to real time. Without GPS, this is the next best thing. Okay. All right. New name time. This is the first one in my group, but Project Service Automation is now called Project Operations. And if you don't have it installed today, you can actually get an early preview of it, and you can go and install it into your tenant, into your environment. What is cool about this, and it's a little bit of a segue back to what Kip was talking about with Planner and Project, But within Dynamics, in project operations, you now have the ability to run a traditional like task grid. You have a board, so think of a planner board. And then you also have a timeline view, which is using project for the web. So it saves the project as if it is a project for the web file, but it is showing it and managing it within project operations. So all of your tasks, resources, dates, milestones, all of those are still built and managed within Dynamics, but you're using project for the web to create this. Huge improvement over the current version of PSA in terms of how you're able to quickly build out a timeline or a project, and then how you do resourcing.